All right, cast members, how you doing? Welcome to the annual general meeting. We're pumped to be here as the executive of CASC. It's been well, I mean, every year since the pandemic has been a weird year, I suppose. I think this has been a pretty cool year. We've got some pretty good directions we're going in. We're pretty excited about various places we're trying to take CASC. We got we're revisiting our lobbying efforts, and we're pretty pumped on where we can maybe go with it, and maybe get some things done in house as far as lobbying goes. To again lobby the government for getting comedy recognized as an art in Ontario, getting it across the board, always advancing the cause of comics as far as it goes, in any manner we can, especially when it comes to accessing funding to the arts. So we're gonna we've been revisiting our efforts there, and we've had a few things come up that I think will be pretty good. So we're excited about that. We're happy over this year that I've found out that many comics had accessed the AFC Reactivation Fund, which was a tremendous initiative by the government and by AFC to get money in the hands of comics without too much resistance. So I think a lot of us partook in it, but happy to see that, because it shows them that, hey, they're not just pretending that they want the money; they really do. So you get a chance to get it, and here you are, and we took advantage of it. I think is at least a fair bit. We're definitely represented in the amount of people that came and received the reactivation fund money. So that was pretty cool. Um, we've again continuing to look at um, local chapter of UNIFOR, which is very much on our radar moving forward here. We've been bringing it up to you guys over this past year because we want to keep broaching the subject to you, because I know it's not always top of mind. So we always want to. We're coming back to it as many times as we can. And you're going to have an opportunity to vote again in this meeting. Your thoughts regarding it. So that we can get your opinions and find out where you are at with it, and with the idea of us opening a chapter, and what benefits it would be to you. And so we're putting that forward again, because again that's on the horizon. We're getting closer to posing a question to you. So we like it. We think it's a quite a decent possibility. So, but we want to see where you're at, because if you're not on the same page, then that's not the page we want to be on. So like I say, we're excited about that possibility, and the possibility of getting you to vote on it. We've been looking at possible the opportunity for the possibility of some visa work with regarding CAS, or adjacent to CAS, that we're also we're kind of figuring that out tentatively at the moment, but it's something that would be tremendous if it was possible. So we're looking at that as well. We're coming up to the time where everyone is renewing their membership, so or many people are renewing their memberships. If you're not a member, a paying member of CASC, please join, because it's obviously really important. It's how we keep the lights on in this thing, and it's how we're able to continue to be there to advocate for you. So anybody who's not a member, we'll tell you many times today, if you're not a member, please sign up, and all of you that you are, thank you so much. You're the reason we're able to keep doing it. So, and we're doing it on behalf of you. So thank you again. And, we're going to keep working for you to try to keep furthering our agenda, all of ours. So at that, let's get the meeting started. Why don't we bring on Janelle to say a couple of words?
Hey, Greg, coming live to Absolute Comedy's bathroom. I have a show tonight, but I had to get this message out to you. My name is Janelle. I am the membership officer, ole, what a slip, of CASC. And I'm here to tell you that we need volunteers. We are looking for communications, grant writers, fundraising, and content creators to come and volunteer a few hours a week to CASC. And you can find us at CASC, Canadian Stand Up, on our website, or you can email us at info@canadianstandup.ca. So thank you guys so much, and I'm off to do my 8 minutes. Oh, and on the way to Nick.
Hey, hopefully everyone can hear me. How's it going, everyone? I'm Nick Dury. I'm the treasurer of CASC. I'm coming to you actually from the Yuck Yucks bathroom, which you can tell by the brick wall that's behind me. We just like to keep the theme going with the CASC executive. I am here to present the budget. There is nothing sexier than presenting Excel spreadsheets, so that is what I'm going to do. So I hope you're all appropriately turned on and excited, but I'm going to share the actual spend of what we spent in operating budget for 2022 and 2023, and then our proposed spend for 2023 and 2024. So if you just bear with me a second, I'm just going to pull it up. It's always so much anticipation for Excel too, which is great. Yep. I don't know if it's working or not. My computer is being very slow, but let's just hope that we're presenting. Okay, it says I'm presenting, so I'm going to go through. First, what I'd like to just cover off is row C here on the right-hand side. So row C represents the actual spend for what we spent in 2022 and 2023. As we've said in years past, the majority of the CASC budget that we spend is just us existing as an entity. And so you can see some of the larger spends that we had here around communications, advertising, and social media, $1,268. Just accounting and legal makes up most of the significant costs. And then we have to pay insurance and things like internet and other utilities. So we spent, if you look down here on line 28 of row C, we spent a total of $4,478.71 in 2022 and 2023. So now I'm going to move left and go to our proposed spend for 2023 and 2024. We have $3,500 for lobbyist contractors, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later about what that looks like, because we have some real-time costs around what we propose to spend. Built in a little bit more for communication, advertising, and social media. A little bit for CanCom and some things that we're going to do alongside CanCom, and then just really the rest are just mirroring what we've spent in previous years with building a little bit of buffer room. So you can see here our proposed spend for 2023 and 2024 is $10,000. How we're going to afford that is, I'm just moving down here to line 30. So this is the income. This is money coming in. So if you look at row C in 2022 and 2023, we have 129 paying members, which accounts for $6,531. We'd like to obviously grow that. So I'm going to flip back and forth here. So now row B, we'd like to get up to 200 paid users or subscribers, members, I should say, which will account for $10,000. So we're budgeting to spend what we are budgeting to make this year, basically. Obviously a risky proposition because you don't know that we're necessarily going to hit that number. The good news is, if you look down here at line 43, you can see this $8,048. That is our balance currently in our bank account, and so we do have a little bit of buffer there. So it's, if we don't hit that 200 user mark, that doesn't mean that we can't necessarily spend what we've proposed to spend. So really, we are in good shape. From a financial standpoint, continue to pay your fees, which we really appreciate. Extend it to others that they should be paying their fees too. But this is the budget. We're proposing a balanced budget this year for the second year in a row, and I think it's something positive. So I know we're going to vote on it now, I think, Joe.
Yeah, so just go to Canadian Stand Up /annual vote, or the link that will be in the comments in any minute, and just go place your vote for the budget. You will also be able to download the budget again and see it for yourself a little up close and personally if you want to. And yeah, booyah, Kisha. So who is coming up next? Who's coming up next? It's Monty.
Hello. Well, okay. So to talk about lobbying. All right. Well, we had hoped, lobbying wise, maybe we'd be able to go back to the Ottawa this summer and continue our lobbying immediately. Unfortunately, like for the costs, I don't know. I don't know how we managed to pull it off before, to be totally honest with you, because probably some lobbyists were really good to us. The lobbyists that we were talking to, I'm sure, I know they're great actually, because we had worked with them prior. But the cost for doing it in this instance is untenable for us. We were looking at about $5,000 a month, which was just far too much for us, because it's it's going to be numerous months. In that case, it was a contract where you're looking at maybe $45,000, and that is far more money than we have, obviously. So with that, we're like, well, what can we do? And they offered us an option that seems really good to us, actually, is we can send one or likely more people to take a course. It's an eight-week course that starts in June, and it works out to about 6 hours a week, and the cost is about $700 for that course, and it would give us the ability to have that person or people help us put together our lobbying plans and DIY, do our own lobbying, and we can do it in conjunction with the lobbyists. In that, if we need to put together a plan to do it, we can liaise with them to put together a plan, maybe for a month or something that we could conceivably afford, or possibly if our the people that have taken the course understand it well enough and are able to kind of deal with it, we might just be able to put it together ourselves and lobby the government ourselves in-house. So we think that's a really, obviously we think that's a really good way to go, because the other way is just not possible. So we're going to be looking for any of you out there that has worked in lobbying or something adjacent to that, is a good skill set to have. But if you're willing to put in the time to do the course and learn the skills, and you're willing to to basically guide CASC lobbying efforts from there, that's who we're going to be looking to take these courses and see. Any one of you out there who's either interested in that, if it fits with your skill set, or it's just something that you want to do, it's something you feel you could do. That's what we're going to be looking for to send to a course, to be able to learn how to be, help us with our lobbying, and from there, I don't know, your own private lobbying as well, perhaps. I mean, if you want to lobby in your spare time for who knows what, but we think that could be a really good way to, kind of thread the needle, and instead of a very expensive lobbying effort, which it always is. It was expensive for us when we did it at first, but it was it was manageable. The price for this would be very difficult for us to pull off. We'd have to have a much bigger organization to do that. So this is like the best of both worlds, I think. So it seems like a great idea, and we're definitely willing to do it. So we're pretty excited about it. I think it'll be a good option for us. Let me put it on to who else do we have going here? We got I think we've got Drew to talk about UNIFOR.
Hi everybody. As Monty just said, I'm going to speak to you about UNIFOR, and this also relates to the lobbying efforts as well, because later this year we hope to present you all a final vote throughout the membership to decide whether or not we sign up to have a community chapter with UNIFOR. In the initial survey that we sent out, there seemed to be a majority positive response to CASC getting involved with UNIFOR on some level. Just to reiterate some of the benefits, one of those would be indeed an increased support in terms of lobbying the government. As one of Canada's, or I think as Canada's largest private sector union with over 310,000 members, CASC would have the resources at hand to better go to Ottawa and all the provincial legislatures to lobby for the cause of having comedy recognized as an art, and also all of the benefits that come with that. In addition, we would have a dedicated member from UNIFOR who would be working with us on those efforts. So if there was a volunteer who wanted to take on more lobbying duties, they would most likely be able to work with someone from UNIFOR to help refine that message and help get it out there. Additionally, we would be a community chapter. So members of CASC would not be official union members. You would not be a dues-paying member. Part of the qualifications that UNIFOR requests for community chapters is that the organization itself charges a fee of $10 per month. So that would take membership fees for CASC up from $50 annually to $120 annually. However, to reiterate, all those funds would be retained by CASC and be put towards greater lobbying efforts for the initiatives that the association puts forward. So again, we're gonna keep that idea percolating within the ecosystem here of CASC, but a vote will be coming up in the coming months. So please consider that as something, whether or not you think it's beneficial for the organization to proceed forward with. And again, it's online. We've sent out an email. We've done the survey. It's on the website if you want to educate yourself a bit more about the possibilities of joining with UNIFOR. And I will hand the mic back. Thank you very much for your time.
Ooh, thanks, Drew. What's up, people? I'm Joe. I'm here to talk about a quick thing, something that I'm very happy that CASC is doing. I know over many years, we all have the stories from this organization and their bad business practices. So CASC has taken upon itself to write a statement about it. So we have putting together a statement about Yuck Yucks and their business practices, and how we would, how they are affecting the community that they need to run their business, and how, maybe how we can work with each other. Now, you might be saying you're crazy to think that Yuck Yucks is going to respond to you. Maybe I am. Maybe they won't. This is the point of it, is yes, maybe for them to respond. But the bigger point is to show the community that we have your backs, we are listening, and we want to be the person to go ahead and do that fight for you, because we know many of you can't, because again, of bad business practices. So we're going to have this statement out in the next couple of weeks. We just have to run it by the lawyers to make sure that we're all in the green. But again, it's to reaffirm our commitment to you, the comedians of Canada, that CASC is here for you. Yes, it was a shitty 2 years, and it's kind of hard putting oil back in the motor. I'm pretty sure it's the same for everyone, but here to say that CASC is dedicated to what we've started back 6 years ago now. And we're still going to be doing that. So keep an eye out for that, and know that we have your back. So this is a very short AGM. I'm just going to bring everybody back on here. And I guess we can just say a round table goodbye and recommit ourselves. Why should people trust us? Why should people think that we're doing anything for them? Well, I say because comedy, to me, comedians are my people. Those are my people. And the reason why I'm here still, and the reason why I fight for it, is because I want those stories to change, and I want the Canadian comedy landscape to change for comedians. And it's about time. And I just want all comedians to know that I won't stop fighting until there's no breath into me. So Who's next?
Well, I'll say this quickly. The one thing about why CASC or whatever was one thing I'd always say to comics is we're the only thing you've got, and as that's not an encouraging way to go about things, nevertheless, but it is we're all here because we believe in comedy, we believe in Canadian comedy, and we're working for you. We want to do a better and better job all the time, and we want it to be a more effective organization all the time. But up until now, there's just never been a voice, and we've all paid for it because nobody can kind of hear you scream. So that's what's important about CASC to me is it's not even it's always a matter of us being here and someone being there to represent comics, because without it, we of help is done for us, and it's been terrible for our community. So I think that's the most important thing about CASC, because there's someone here at least.
I think Monty using the tagline from the movie Alien, that in space no one can hear you scream, in Canadian comedy no one can hear you scream, is kind of apt. But we're here, we're trying, I think. Yeah, I mean, I've since this was started, I guess, Joe, you said 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, it just sort of made sense, and it continues to make sense because there's still a lot of nonsense and bullshit that we have to deal with as comics, and we'll do what we can, and we're doing what we can. And I think there's a lot of passion, I'll say. Like I know you guys see us sort of once a year or twice a year at these meetings, but we meet regularly, and there's a lot of emotion and passion and desire to get things right and do things right amongst this team. So I got to give a lot of kudos to Joe for driving a lot of that. Seriously, she's been fantastic about that.
Absolutely.
I'd also reiterate big thank you to Joe. She's driving almost everything that we do to this point. So without her, there wouldn't really be a CASC. So we got to acknowledge all that she does and continues to do for this organization.
Yeah.
And also just to acknowledge the fact that what we're doing is for the betterment of everyone, for the betterment of the community, and your participation in it is going to benefit yourself, but it's also going to benefit the comedians and your peers and the comedians that aren't even born yet. Potentially, we're trying to change a cultural landscape here. So every bit of participation, whether it be financial or in time spent, is being put towards good use and is in service of a larger cause. So please support and contribute in any which way you can, and know that the executive committee of CASC is doing their part to benefit all comedians across this country. So thank you all for tuning in, and much appreciated.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out here to Johnny Supernova, Jean Plisson. He's one of our ambassadors. And yes, he did join CASC. He's super willing and there to put his time and energy with it. And he applied for the fund and he got it. So I don't know if the fund is still out there. I don't think it is anymore. Is it, Monty? No. So if you didn't get it, I'm sorry, unfortunately. But know that if anytime those types of funds come around, CASC will always be there to share that with you guys. So, boom. And without further ado, I say ta-ta, farewell, adios. Lawrence, well, goodbye. Yeah. Peace out.
Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Go vote.